Evan, you should be very thankful that and Liam, you should be thankful that you don't wear glasses, because I've got a pair of headphones like that, and I don't know about you, Michael, but whenever I wear them with my glasses on playing games, eventually my ears here just get pressed into the arms of the glasses and stuff. Really fucking hurting.
Yeah.
I don't have problems with this setup, but I'm not sure talking about.
I mean, I do wear glasses.
Yeah, but not a lot though. Because you split time between contact lenses, don't you?
No. I've never
Do you
purchased
not?
contact lenses yet. I'm nearsighted, so I just don't need them while I'm doing this. But when I play video games, the sofa is quite far from the TV, so
me too.
the same thing happens to me. I get that pain, it squeezes into you. Yeah, it sucks. Then, because it's the pressure's on for so long, and when you take them off is when it actually hurts the most. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and you have like
hours later.
it happens to me too. Like I have the skin pressed against my head and the air.
You just got these lines like fade lines in the side of your head.
I just took out the trash and took my glasses off, and I looked in the lift's mirror, and I look like a fool. Yeah.
Well, do you know who else looks like a fool? Evan. This is our intervention meeting. I was going to get a banner. You need to stop playing Final Fantasy 15 and all the DLC.
I only have 4 left.
Only.
I must admit, I thought the DLC was too far.
Well, the reason that I purchased the 1 is because there's a particular... Well, 1 is because there's basically no story in that game, and they cut it out and package it as DLC. Yeah. There's one character in particular I wanted to know more about, because the overarching story is actually really, really interesting. It's just a shame that they don't fucking tell it in the game. So I wanted to play it. The DLC is like severely mediocre, but I was good. I was glad that I learned more about a specific character.
It's more trophies.
So what you're basically saying is the fact that the video games industry compartmentalize content in order to promote repeat purchase of the different items for the same game. They've hooked you by the nads and drawn you into purchasing all of Final Fantasy 15's DLC.
Actually, there is so much fucking DLC for this game. I'm nowhere near downloading all of it, even with the Royal Edition and a separate purchase outside of that.
Wow.
But yeah, essentially what you said is true. Yeah.
Wait, so there's DLC. So there's DLC outside the Royal Edition? Like, isn't that the ultimate?
Yeah, that's why I had to fucking purchase it. There's the Arden prologue thing. It was $2.50, but still, it's like, the fuck is going on? I mean,
that DLC that you bought was supposed to be like the first of 5 DLC packs, but they cancelled it because of the lack of interest.
Dude, I did everything. I watched the fucking movie, and you know what? The movie is really good. I'm surprised. And one other thing, I can't believe that's not in the fucking game, because it is so important to the story. There are people that show up in that game, you'd have no idea who they are, why they're important in anything.
You mean Square Enix are really bad at telling stories?
But I heard
Where did this come from?
If you watch the movie before you play the game, it spoils parts of the game. But if you watch the movie after the game, you are confused because you should have probably watched the movie halfway through the game or something.
That's what I did. Around chapter 3, when I hit like 40 side quests or whatever, I was like, I think I'm gonna watch that movie.
40 side quests.
Dude, I did. I got the trophy for 80 side quests finished. So
Jesus.
You're mad,
I'm about, dude. Here's the fucked up part. I think I'm at like 89% trophies. I only have like 5 left.
You're insane, man, Evan.
I think I might go for the platinum in Final Fantasy 15. I'm actually quite close.
Right,
just gotta max out all the skills.
When you've done that. And you've got the platinum for that. We're all writing to your fiance, and we're going to club together. We'll have a whip round, and we'll get you some professional help. Because
it's an easy platinum.
She did pass by as I was sitting on the sofa and the credits were rolling. She did like a triple take. She's like, she said fuck too. No, she didn't. She's like, you fucking finished this game already? I was like, yeah. She's like, didn't you just buy that? I was like, yeah. I don't know. Something is clearly wrong. I don't know exactly what it is.
Right. Right. Before we get going, now we've dealt with Evan's obsessive compulsive disorder when it comes to completing games. In the spirit of moving into basically 2.5 months of game reveals, we're going to rename everyone. So the Kojima names are gone. Who Hideo Kojima? Am I right? So Matt, if you wouldn't mind taking some time to update people's names in the spirit of Suits presenting video games, we are going to have Evan is going to become Mr. In-Engine.
Mr. In-Engine, okay.
I'll be Mr. In-Engine. Do I need to wear a suit?
No.
Okay.
And then we'll get to beers, and then we'll get on to talking about the Inside Xbox gameplay reveals. Right. So Michael is going to be, because it's kind of his job, Mr. Concept Art. So I'm going kind of bottom left up to top left. Dan is Mr. Pre-Alpha.
This is starting to sound a lot like Reservoir Dogs.
There you go. We're not live. We didn't start the episode yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
We've been live.
Are you serious? Oh, okay.
About 7
The
minutes
intervention was happened live.
Oh, I did not know that.
Would you have just got up and walked off if you had? I'm not dealing with this
Suppose
shit.
I would have.
I'll play
Yeah,
Final
fuck
Fantasy
this.
15 again if I want to, all the way through. Can you get 2 platinums from the same game? Fuck you guys.
He's gonna clear it and then start it over.
If he starts a new profile, he could.
Yeah.
So Liam is Mr. Beta footage.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you wrote these down. It sounded
No,
like you came
I'm
up
just
with it on
making
the
this shit.
spot.
I'm just making this shit up.
You mean beta
Matt,
footage?
Matt, you
Yeah,
are
exactly,
Mr.
beta
Representative Gameplay.
Represented. Okay, that's awesome.
That sounds like a suit job to me.
And I will be Mr. Developer Walkthrough.
I'm disappointed you didn't call me Mr. Microtransaction.
Oh no, that's when the game comes out, Liam. We're talking about before it comes out.
Yeah, it's never too early to talk
It's
jargon.
never too early to talk about monetization.
Keith is what everybody wants.
Yeah, I'm what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Actual
Developer
fucking
walkthrough.
gameplay.
It's almost like he came up with the names.
Yeah, funny that.
I'm the one that comes in collector editions.
You're special.
Love it.
my games never come out. I'm the games that literally never actually make it to the disc.
That's a great one.
So you are proof of concept. Yeah, you are proof
exactly.
of concept. Yeah.
Right. Since everyone is obviously really happy with their new names, I'll do the intro and we can do some beers. All right, we are the Beerumverate. We are a group of guys from Sifty.net who like to talk about good beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking. Please drink responsibly. Any beers or breweries you might talk about aren't sponsoring us. Is that a decanted Kirin the Strong? Because you've had to put it in a reinforced plastic container.
No. You said drink responsibly, and then I just held up my water and pointed to
Okay.
it. That's all.
Okay. Aren't sponsoring us. If you fancy sponsoring us, we'll gladly take your money to say how amazing you are because we're that desperate for cash. Matt needs a new laptop. Or he wants to build himself a gaming PC so he can lord it over us console plebs.
That's the plan. You know, that's always in the back of my mind.
Is this the ultimate plan of the Beerumverate? I didn't know that. There's an end game. I got it.
There is an end game. There's a console pleb end game. Right. Has anyone got any beers they want to talk about?
Yep. I've got Loch Lomond Brewery.
Ooh.
Different class. And the tasting notes, I'm going to open it, I haven't had it before, is papaya and mango, tropical fruit flavor, refreshing bitter finish.
Keith
So we'll see if that actually comes to pass.
This was Keith. Okay. the second he said papaya,
it was. As soon as he said, I was like, "There's going to be gameplay. There's going to be gameplay. There's going to be papaya and mango." Oh no, it's in engine footage.
So is there not? There's not going to be gameplay, guys.
So I'll be honest, Keith. I can't taste any fucking papaya or mango, but it's quite a refreshing pale ale. That's how I would sell it.
Right. Okay. So I have from New Union Brewing Friday IPA.
I like that. I like that can.
It's a German company.
Have you had that before, or you had their other ones?
I've had the black lager before, and I've had the Sunday IPA. Okay. So this one is. See, the can is so minimalist. I can't even find the fucking ABV. Bavarian style beer with American style. A Bavarian take on American style IPA, not for wusses.
Actually,
interesting.
The design of that is quite smart. The design is quite smart. You recognize it instantly because they have all these.
These are actually really, really good beers.
That is like the equivalent of Tomb Raider copying Uncharted and then Uncharted copying Tomb Raider. It's like Bavaria, the US, and it comes back to Bavaria. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Sorry, you were talking about the tasting notes.
Yeah, I've had it before, but I've not had it on the show before. So I will have this at some point once I've finished off the little bit that's in my glass, if someone else wants to go next.
Yes, as always, I'm trying out new IPAs because I have zero knowledge on these drinks. And nice. This week I'm bringing Brooklyn Defender, which is a golden IPA, 5.5 alcohol, and it tastes good. I apologize because yet again I don't have a beer class. I have none in my house.
It's all right.
So I cannot. So I have to wash these with detergent before putting my mouth on them.
Well, at least you're getting the detergent in you somehow.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're ingesting that detergent the right way.
No, I didn't even think about that. I've just been drinking out of cans this entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you do drink out of the can. Yeah.
You'll be all right.
I don't think it's gonna get you, Matt. You'll be okay.
Right. Okay. So it's quite dark for an IPA.
Wow, that is very dark.
That is quite dark. That is a dark amber. That I wouldn't just
that's very light.
Looking at it, I would a bit further away from the camera. It looks no.
It's quite heavy spice on the nose. No, it's maltier than I thought it was going to be. Even though I thought it was going to be, I've had this fucking beer before. I didn't have that much that I'd actually forgotten that I'd had it. I really like this, and I like all the beers that they make. Actually, they do 4. So they do the Friday IPA, Sunday IPA, which is 3.8%. They do an unfiltered lager, which is just a plain white can with black writing, and then they do a black lager, which I've had on the show before, which is a black can with white writing. Yeah, these are really good. If anyone can get hold of these, normally sold in Waitrose. It's the only place that I've seen them.
I wish I could.
But they are really good.
I'm genuinely going to seek those out because that sounds like
I like the can design a lot. All right, I'm drinking the normal, the barley and hops, but I'm not drinking this today because it is the Beerumverate. Well, I do drink that shit too high stuff, but shout outs to one of my favorite gins.
Hendrix?
This one.
Distilled and
Hendrix.
Bottled in Scotland. Yes, Hendrix.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
We can recognize the bottle straight away.
Yeah, it's like the old school kind of medicinal bottle, with the take 2 sips before you go to bed type of thing. Yeah, this is it tastes this is I love this stuff, but weirdly enough,
hate it.
Really? You hate gin? Interesting.
I love gin.
I love gin so much.
Have you been to the Roku or the Roku distillery, Evan, in Japan?
No, I actually tried the Roku gin for the first time last month. I have the bottle still. It was a really good gin. I actually don't even know where it's distilled in Japan, but if it's anywhere close.
It's just outside Kyoto, I think, because I was supposed to go
really?
on my honeymoon. Yeah, double check. I'm sure it's just outside there.
I want you to. I like how this is like we're constantly being reminded of like the disappointments of things being canceled. I like how like there's a thread between every episode that links back to the shit that you were supposed to be doing for your honeymoon.
In order to cheer everyone up, I can officially announce the official gameplay reveal of you've seen the Beerumverate console, you've seen the Beerumverate controller.
We have.
Now you get to see the first gameplay footage of the Beerumverate game.
All right.
World premiere. And there it is. First gameplay footage. It's only one screenshot, but it's footage and there's actual gameplay, so that counts, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
Nice. I'm highly skeptical about that being in-engine.
So there's actual gameplay happening here, but you just need to use your imaginations. So what's going on is, if I get my head out of the way, so this bit here is a crane, and the pile here is all of Evan's beer cans. And what you need to do is move the crane, pick up the beer cans and put it in the recycling bins over here, and they get turned into new beer cans. And then you do that loads and loads of times, and you get a platinum trophy. And
I will drink all of them.
So if you pre-order now, you can get the official Beerumverate fake beer can with all of our faces on it. And you get a copy of the game, and it will only cost you $49.99. Pre-order now. Pre-order now. Pre-order now.
No, actually, I think I have the price now. It is.
There you go.
$99.99.
Well, that's Evan. You just let it. You fucking arsehole.
Well,
we were waiting another month to do the next reveal of the console and controller and game bundle for $99.99. Why did you ruin this shit for everyone?
Well, I don't know. Xbox jumped the gun with this inside thing. They didn't have to do it. They could have waited, and I just got kind of caught up in like jumping the gun, and I just decided to just shoot out some information early.
Or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So yes, can we all agree that this is representative gameplay? Obviously, because there's stuff going on. So that's absolutely 100% representative gameplay.
That showcases the physics engine of that game, of next gen, like how many objects it can have in one scene, and how that's, and look at all those lights that screams ray tracing. So yeah, I am sold. I'm sold.
Yeah, for $99.99, you can get a Beerumverate console that does ray tracing. I'm sure you can.
It's just photorealistic, as though it was a photograph taken.
Yeah, and it applies. And it applies a photo compression, compression shader to emphasize how photorealistic.
It's great pre-alpha footage.
Yeah.
That background looks better than the fucking background in Chapter 15 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'll give you that.
Right. Okay. If anyone hasn't guessed already, we're here to talk about the first of what is going to be many different press conference type events. I don't know if it's just me and how I am as a person, but I don't know if I could get on camera and use the words super and hyped one after the other than to say what I just did. I don't think I could actually use them in a sentence and mean it. But that's probably why I'm not publicizing video games on the internet. Okay, first thing out the box, the Inside Xbox event. I have to congratulate Aaron. Oh Christ, I've forgotten his surname. Anyone?
Greenberg.
Greenberg. Thanks very much.
Aaron Greenberg. Yeah.
For having the background on them. I'm assuming they were using Microsoft Teams to do all this as well.
Yeah, well,
because
it's shit picture quality.
Yeah, but they do some really good backgrounds.
Yeah, they do.
The fact that he had the background with that someone had put the Xbox One S as the fridge in the kitchen, and he said, "We're drinking loads of drinks out of the world's most powerful refrigerator." I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
And then it just went downhill from there.
Part of the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good brand is the one that shows it's human. You know,
yeah.
So.
Who knew the refrigerator would have been the most exciting part about this this whole deal?
Yeah, I thought, a bit of self-deprecating humor to start off with. I thought that was very clever.
I'm in handy later.
Yeah.
and probably they are going to make some jokes about the more unfortunate parts of their event, of this event next time.
Well, they tweeted out.
What if Jeff Keighley's posting shit like that?
I didn't hear him say anything though.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. He did it on purpose. He posted that on his live stream and then didn't really mention it for that reason, so he couldn't get pulled up on it.
That doesn't seem something that he would do.
Else who took it and then made it a meme. It wasn't him.
I don't know.
It was him. I was watching it live.
No, it was him. But he verbally never said anything about it. He just put it on his live stream.
Because he was
on his live stream, and he knew everyone else would grab it, and that's what he did. So it makes a lot of sense.
He was watching a Microsoft stream, so he wasn't watching like GameSpot stream or whatever. Like it was the Microsoft stream, and then because I don't know why I was doing this, but I was switching between tabs to see if something is happening on his side, and then I see that text pop up, and then I scrolled back and forward to catch the exact moment when that text appeared. So yeah, he seemed to be. I think he put it because he was typing right before that. So
no, he definitely did.
He knew what he was doing.
He did it
absolutely
to make
knew what
a
he was
point.
doing.
He's a fox.
I love how much of a sleight of hand that is without actually properly insulting any of his partners that he's working with.
Yeah.
Given what he's done, though, it seems I mean, we don't have to be hung up on this right here, but I'm kind of surprised that he did that. Is no one else surprised?
He's got no real affiliation with Microsoft.
No, he hasn't. They don't really help him out much.
He's so
in terms of
trailers, but.
In terms of what he does, it doesn't seem like one to like get a dig in there. You know?
Yeah, but he's now doing his own thing more so, and so he needs to build that
personality, character.
That personality that he's got, and he knows.
Sure.
Because he's always said that when he gets trailers for the world premieres at the Game Awards, they're either going to be announcements that have never been had anywhere, or trailers that have never been shown anywhere else.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to get gameplay, it's going to be the official, the kind of world gameplay reveal. So he knows what he's talking about when he's doing this. So I think it's not as much of a dig as some people are making out. Like, Jeff Keighley hates Microsoft. No, he doesn't. He's just
fuck off with that. Yeah, that
and
bullshit.
The other thing, what I'd say about it is, he obviously started this summer thing, but Xbox were doing this independently of him. He's just bundled it into his summer events thing. Like his reveal next Tuesday will be something he's doing. He just jumped on a stream and had the Xbox stream behind him talking about it, but he didn't launch it for Xbox. Xbox was doing inside Xbox anyway, so then he can make that judgment as a viewer of video games if he was completely linked.
One thing he did is turn himself into a commentator, which he's never been before.
Yeah, he's always been the Dorito Pope.
I mean, he has been a little bit, when he used to do bonus rounds and so on.
Yeah, but he was normally the facilitator of the discussion rather than.
I remember he would chime in every now and again, though. I remember there were moments.
Yeah, because you can't be a decent facilitator if you never express an opinion.
Yeah.
Look at me on the show.
He certainly made his opinion clear on the Kojima.
But
that's what I was wanting to say. Like, can we?
True.
Sorry, can we agree that this is pretty much in line with how he defended Kojima back then? Can we? Like, he called them out, so now he's calling Microsoft out.
I appreciate the sentiment of like trying to keep a company honest that fucking lied. so I get that. But
I wonder who lied. Do you think Ubisoft lied, or do you think Xbox lied, or they both lied? Who do you think?
Lied.
I think they both lied.
I think is it right? Okay, so stop. I want people to do a show of hands for. I'm going to give the Inside Xbox presentation 3 Xbox-related statements, and I want people to raise their hand on the one they think is most appropriate. So the first statement is optimized for Series X.
Wait, don't we need to know all of them first?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say the other one. I was just letting that one sink in a bit.
Okay, sorry.
So the second statement is better with Kinect. And the third statement is Red Ring of Death. Right. So anyone for optimized for Series X? Really? Okay. Anyone for better with Kinect? and no one thinks it was the Red Ring of Death. Okay, so I'd like to take some views of the people who thought that you'd say optimized for Series X as to why you thought it was better than the other 3 of us, starting with Dan.
Well, I wasn't really. I kind of missed the question. I thought I was just thinking basically I was just kind of emphasizing that every bloody thing they said and every single person posting on Twitter put optimized for Series X.
That comes back to why I stopped.
I didn't really care. I was just like, I don't care.
I've got
Give
a PC,
me something I care about. Just like it's just ridiculous.
Right. So that kind of comes back to what I was going to get you all on to talking about, which is, when is a half-truth a lie and not a lie?
Okay.
So if they genuinely believe that what they are showing is a gameplay reveal, can it be considered a lie?
So
there is no fucking way that they think that. No, there's no fucking way. They know, we know, and I think it is insulting to the audience to try to trick us into twisting the meaning of what we know and we've always known of what gameplay means into something that it's not. I think it's fucking insulting.
I thought Liam got so pissed off he's just leaving. Fucking headphones off. That's it.
Does no one else think that? Like, how stupid do they think we are? Like, we know. It's the internet. It's the fucking internet. They're going to eat you alive for this.
Not only is it the internet.
Before Matt, sorry, Matt, before you talk. And, so did anyone else pick up on, before they started showing the gameplay trailers, that whoever it was said, we listen to the internets and we know you want gameplay.
Are you out of your fucking minds?
Right, you fucking idiot.
Didn't show any gameplay at all.
No.
Well, actually, that's not entirely true. There was the one game. The one
there was more than one. There was more than one. We'll debate that later. Matt, make your point.
Well, I was going to say, like, who is actually watching this? Us, the people that actually give a shit about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The general public that would be fucking fooled by its gameplay is not paying attention to this. So why would you even attempt to do this? Like, that's what pisses me off.
These people, we're too smart. Or too cynical in my case.
I just
or both in my case, actually.
Xbox and Ubisoft just fucked the consumer right there.
So
I was just going to say, slight confession, my headset just died, so I didn't hear any of what you guys were just saying.
That's fine.
But I wanted to bring up the point that, it was called the gameplay reveal event. You know, it was a lie that there was gameplay there. There wasn't gameplay.
Yeah, they set expectations. That's on them. Just tell us what it really is.
They ridiculously overhyped the thing. Like, to ridiculous. I mean, if you go onto Xbox's page, like, before the event started, they put out, like, the sort of, like, tagline to the event was, tomorrow changes the game, or rather, the games do the changing. It's like, what?
What the fuck does that mean?
Like, it was sort of a pre-segment segment that precedes the main event in July. So here's the thing. So Microsoft
carry on and then I'll retort.
So if you go back to Microsoft's article, because I went back after I steamed off after seeing they are not showing gameplay from Assassin's Creed. I went and looked back at the article.
That wasn't gameplay from Assassin's Creed?
No.
You're fucking kidding me, man. That game looks amazing. The way that you can like spin and throw like an axe,
and the camera moves around you when you.
And the camera moves around you, and then you turn into a longboat, and then you turn into like Stonehenge. It's like fucking amazing.
I want to play that game.
Yeah. So I went back to their article. So in all truthness, it's mentioned there. So yeah, again, it was overhyped. But in their official article, they are saying they are going to show gameplay, some reveals, and sneak peeks. So okay, they've done that. But in their email campaign, both Microsoft and Ubisoft used the word gameplay. No in-engine cinematics, no nothing. So they used exactly gameplay. And even after the in-engine trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla was shown, the interviewer, the host, asked the director Ashraf Ismail, so did we just see gameplay from Assassin's Creed Valhalla? As if he almost didn't believe it. Like, okay, this is all. And Ashraf said, yes, we have just seen gameplay, and that was too much for me. Like, that was like, come on.
We've just seen a set of cutscenes cut together in a montage.
Yeah,
that's not fucking gameplay.
There was gameplay. There was gameplay from that.
Hang on.
Okay.
So, right. Okay. I'm going to quickly run through all of the games.
Could I just make a slight correction? Just to be fair to the lead developer on Assassin's Creed, he actually did go on I think it was like Twitter. Yeah, it must have been Twitter. He actually clarified before the event started that it wouldn't actually be a gameplay trailer and would actually
be a taste of what you'll see.
Yeah.
But too little, too late.
But he did stress it was gameplay afterwards.
How long before did he?
It was about an hour before.
Well,
but he also then, when he retweeted he got a load of tweets about it. There's a Jim Sterling did a video about it earlier on. I did it yesterday. And when he retweeted clarifying stuff, he retweeted using the official Ubisoft thing that has got gameplay reveal next to his name. So he's kind of undermining his own statement of trying to manage people's expectations. Right, so now we're going to have...
I was going to say, do you think...
Fuck's sake, who do these people think they are?
Sorry. Do you think they're meant to do it and then they had a technical problem where they couldn't do it over stream? So I'm just curious. Do you think they were meant to do the gameplay footage and then they realised they couldn't do it in the way they needed to?
No, I think they were always going to do that.
It's just bad messaging.
Okay.
Yeah,
the only thing
they were trying to build too much hype and they fucked it.
The only thing that was missing was a little guy in the bottom of the corner of the screen with a controller.
Yeah, that's an idiot.
Yeah.
I'd have been that guy.
That would have been brilliant.
That'd have been great.
If you want to really pass off the illusion, let's just pretend he's streaming it too.
Or they could have had a couple of kids on stage trying to pretend that they were playing it with Kinect.
Right.
There you go.
Throwing axes at each other.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to quickly run through all the games and tell you which ones at least I consider to have shown representative gameplay, at least at this stage, say in a pre-alpha build or a beta build. So Call of the Sea.
Yep.
Actually, let's do this. Let's do a revisitation of one of my favorite items from last year around E3. Give a shit.
Okay.
Right. Call of the Sea. Give a shit.
Yes.
Zero.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, that was one of my favorites of this entire thing.
Yeah, me too.
It was everything was so fucking depressing and dark and gruesome.
What's with everyone doing horror games these days?
Finally, there's a game that's like Myst. It reminded me of Myst.
I thought it was quite interesting.
Yeah, I was
quite
quite
like the look of it.
I love my
It looked like
AAA games.
It looks like they'd used quite a lot of the assets from. Oh Christ! What's the pirate game on Xbox?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Similar
and then
art
tweak
design,
those
art
quite
style.
well.
color.
Similar art style.
It's a great game to play in between two bigger games. That's what I got
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah.
Right. Next one, Dirt 5. Give a shit.
No.
I do, but I like Codemasters. Yeah.
Oh,
racing
sorry. I should have given it Dirt Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, anything goes. I like racing games, so yeah.
Did you not hear that Troy Baker and Thingy are the lead
Oh
characters
my
in it?
god! But
Troy
And
Baker
Nolan North.
and
Oh my
Nolan
God,
North,
yeah.
the lead characters. They're rivals.
I said at the time, if
I
you
didn't know
want
that.
Troy Baker
And-
and Nolan North together, you could
Yeah.
play Uncharted 4.
Oh,
Like, oh wow! I've never seen that
interrupted him.
before.
He did him.
Who gives a shit in the first place?
What I say is, the lead developer said, "This is why people will buy the game." That's what he said in his.
No.
afterwards.
That's
He
totally
said,
why
he
I'm
goes,
buying it.
Idiot. Right. Madden. Right. So the gambling game with NFL football attached. Give a shit.
I'll
No.
play Madden 21. I play every Madden game, so I'll probably play it. But I probably won't buy it. I'll probably get it on EA Access when it's free.
So,
Okay.
What are you buying? They didn't even show any footage of the fucking thing.
Yeah,
But
we
I buy
thought-
Madden anyway. I'm in for. They can just show
It's
me.
the
bloody-
same game
They can
every
show
year.
me him chucking football, and I'll still buy
I
it.
just saw some dude fucking
I feel bad.
for 5 minutes talking about past games that he probably knows nothing about. It's just,
Yeah,
But
I
he's
feel
getting paid quite a lot to say it. So
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Good for him, but bad for us.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of sports stars do play sports games. They probably will be playing that. He probably wouldn't know anything about any other games on the roster, but he probably
No,
would know a lot
probably.
about Madden 20.
Hey,
21.
he's a national hero. He beat the Madden curse. All right.
He did
Never
actually.
forget that.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't
amazing.
know who this man is.
it's
Yeah,
Patrick
me
Mahomes. He's a Super
Patrick
Bowl
Mahomes.
champion
Yeah.
and most valuable player in the Super Bowl. Right. Scorn, an atmospheric horror game. No, so I can't remember the rest of that. But I would have gone with it.
Michael, I want to hear what you think about this.
Michael, you obviously don't care about it that much, do you?
No, it looks really interesting. Like living flesh architecture. That's my thing. So yeah.
I thought it was an alien
Somber
themed
tapestries, I
game
said
to
it
start
before.
with.
No, it's a game that, as some of you, if not all, it was highly advertised in the mid podcast section of EZA. Yeah, they always had this on display, and that's where I know it from. And yeah, they put out some trailers before, and it looks really interesting. I'm not really sure what type of gameplay this is going to be. I think it will be like yeah, of course, yeah, gameplay.
Concept amazing.
I mean, I've seen like there
I'm
are some
guessing
hints.
walking simulator.
Yeah, something like this where every bullet counts. I don't know. It seemed quite slow because, of course, if it was any faster, they would show the character running, jumping, whatever, like some sort of Doom game.
It might be like the Amnesia games.
I think it's going
I'm
to be a
pretty sure
close
they've already
corridor,
said it's like a shooter.
first-person shooter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Was that
Of
was
course.
that the one where they were like shooting a samurai?
No.
No, that was
No,
the first
no.
one. That was a proof of concept thing by one
Yeah.
single
One
Chinese
person, yeah.
developer.
Oh no,
That-
it's not a proof of concept. It's actually
It's-
a released game.
yeah, it's on Steam.
PC right now.
It's on Steam.
Which
So,
is why I
that's
haven't
weird.
included it in this list.
So,
Oh,
All right.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm a huge H.R. Giger fan of. I love the Alien movies. I love his artwork. This totally speaks to me. Do you think in the game you're actually going to be able to push the head of your penis out from the foreskin and come all over the floor? Because that is totally what they showed in the trailer. I'm sorry
I think that
that I was so
a
explicit
pistol.
in my explanation.
I need
but-
to
Did I miss
revise
that part of
the.
the trailer?
I need to revise
Was I
the
just
rating
looking
for this
away?
video and make it mature now.
I'm sorry. Did you see that? I mean, Giger is known for being very explicit. His artwork is explicitly sexual, right? I mean, the alien is just like it's a giant dick, right? The head. And he's said this, and I mean, just look at anything that he's ever done. But I like that they're going 100% forward, drip with this concept, and I think it looks great.
I think too much Final Fantasy's gone to your brain. Right, next one.
I was just going to say though, my only problem was the fact that we didn't see a little bit more. You know, I mean, this one,
totally.
A little bit more than Evan just described.
A little some
what more is
gameplay,
there?
Maybe. Would it be so bad to have some gameplay in this gameplay reveal event?
Right. Let's get this monstrosity out of the way. Yakuza like a dragon.
Ooh. Hey. Punched for the very first time.
Right, so Evan, you'll be buying an Xbox Series X to play that game again, won't you?
Well, unfortunately, there's no trophies, like 1,000 points. Like how many points is that? What does that mean? I don't understand. It doesn't compute.
Is 1,000 points a platinum? I'd rather have a platinum trophy.
I'd rather have a trophy.
Right, everyone else, give a shit. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yes, but on another platform.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
I like to hear.
It feels wrong playing Yakuza on something else. I don't know.
I'll have to stream Zero later today.
Was that there? We're showing things we've never shown on our platform before. Yakuza. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's like...
Actually, they're releasing all of them on Xbox, which is
they are.
interesting.
I know.
Right. So, right. What else? The Medium. Give a shit.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks quite interesting.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I love horror games. Silent Hill 2 is one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. And the second, and this isn't something like, one thing I hate about reaction videos is like everyone is so quick to like shout out the name of a game they think it is, so that when the title card comes, you're like, oh, I knew. But so many people had said, oh, Silent Hill. But it's not being clever or annoying anything. That you could tell right away that's the fucking Silent Hill music.
Are Silent Hill developers working on this? I think there was a mention.
Just the music
Composer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Composer.
But if they're hiring this guy onto the team, they're definitely looking for a concept that is harkening back to the days of Silent Hill. There's no other reason why you'd put that guy onto a project like that. So anything that has to do with Silent Hill in any form, I'm excited for.
I was just going to say, like, I'm interested in this game, but I'm still a little bit questioning of whether it's going to be like a proper, fully fledged experience or not. Because like Bloober Team have like put out like 2 horror games very close to one another, like in the past like couple of years. But
so Blair Witch came out this year.
Yeah, it came out in August, I think.
Yeah.
And it just seems very fast, like for them to put out another game so shortly afterwards. So I'm just sort of,
there was no gameplay.
Yeah, I'm sort of questioning as to whether this is a fully fledged game or not, or just
maybe
kind of lightweight experience.
Maybe it's just going to be short. Which honestly, if I can get through it in 4 or 5 hours, I'm happy.
Yeah, I can play that with some friends or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Experience, that's fine.
I mean, maybe in some ways that's kind of better.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right. Now, Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Give a shit?
Yeah.
Not that I give a shit, but when I first seen the trailer, I don't know why, but I had the impression it was a sequel to We Happy Few.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was very whimsical, and from what I've seen, I may be wrong, but whatever
The
I've
Christmas
seen
theme
before,
with the hanging dolls in the eyes.
it was very, I don't know, very similar to that game. So I was really surprised when the title came up.
I think it's just the same marketing tactic, right? My wife mentioned it because I was watching it on my laptop and she was on the couch next to me, and she's like, "That game has nothing to do with that music, does it?" And I was like, "No, it doesn't."
So why were people acting like? Why were people acting as if they were drugged or whatever, under the influence? I don't know.
I have no idea.
And because vampires in lore can actually influence people's behavior, make them docile.
Okay, then that makes sense. Yeah, I thought it's about doing drugs and staying in the same mindset as the others. Like it wasn't We Happy Few, but yeah,
extremely dark.
Yeah.
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 But
especially with the happy faces and the maiming shown in the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah, that was weird. I was thinking, what the hell is this to start off with? And then I think Liam posted something in Discord when we were watching it, saying it's Vampire Masquerade, and I was thinking, really?
When I saw it, but I only knew that because I knew the developers that were behind it. So
Okay.
I saw Hardsuit Labs, and I was like, oh, it's that. But I was a little bit disappointed at first because when I saw that space, I immediately thought of the Joker, and I thought it was the Batman game.
Oh yeah, I was looking forward for them to show something, but they didn't.
Nope.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Right.
So even though the game looks good, I was slightly disappointed.
Sure.
Okay. Last one in this section, and I don't want to talk about this particular one for too long because we can come back to it later on. I just want to give a shit-ometer reading right now, and then we'll get onto the games that actually showed gameplay.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Give a shit?
No.
Yeah, I do. I give a shit.
No. I'm indifferent towards this game. I couldn't be any more indifferent.
Have you played any of the other games?
The new ones.
Yeah.
I've played
that's a good question. No, I mean, but that's a good question. Like, have you played any of the recent Assassin's Creed games, or are you a fan of?
No, because I don't have 80 hours to. Or
I don't
make that 120.
I don't have 40 hours if I pay for booster XP packs.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you didn't play any of the old ones?
I've played a bit of the first Assassin's Creed game. Can't say that I enjoyed it massively. And then I played a bit of Assassin's Creed 3 and then realized that I hated the story because everyone in it who has an accent like mine or from anywhere in the United Kingdom is evil.
Hey,
try to get
World
the
War
Ezio
Champs,
collection
baby!
on a sale. Woo! I would recommend the Ezio collection on a sale because that was the pinnacle of the series, and it's with free. I don't know if they fired or the writer and the producer left. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, but that's when those two key people they parted way with Ubisoft, and then the series went downhill story wise. They couldn't reach, like, all of a sudden, oh, it's not just the Apple of Eden, it's all these artifacts, because up to free, and with free included, like, there was only one artifact, and everything was, I don't want to get into details, but those free games were really, really good. Maybe Revelation is slightly less better than Brotherhood, I know. But those are really good games.
If I ever buy an Xbox Series X and they're available on Game Pass or backwards compatibility, I might think about it.
Yeah.
If not, probably won't.
It would be nice for them to make them available on Game Pass at some point.
I like Black Flag. Being a kick-off pirate with a ship, that was what it was at. Right. And why they couldn't make a fucking pirate game, they still can't make me a fucking open world pirate game, really pisses me off. What the fuck are you doing, Ubisoft? Jesus Christ.
Skull and Bones may still exist. And this is the thing that pissed me off about Assassin's Creed 3. You can make Black Flag and make the main character Welsh, but everyone in 3, if they're British, they're there to be murdered, and they're evil.
Yes. Well,
that is because it takes place during the American Civil War.
But there was fuckloads of people from Wales and Scotland and England who'd gone over there.
The main character in 4 is technically not part of the assassin lineage.
No, he's not.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
So anyway.
World War Champs, baby.
But I like being a fucking pirate. That's what
they could give me a real world, handmade axe. They could give me a real world fucking longboat, and I still wouldn't give a shit about Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the moment.
Oh
no!
I was just
I'm sorry. You do realise, Keith. You do realise, Keith, you're going to be killing English people this whole game. It's going to be the Norwegians versus every English person you meet again will be the enemy, and you will be killing and raping them. I don't know if you'll be raping them. If you're not, it's not very accurate historically.
Well, if I'm not killing Edward Longshanks, I don't even really give a shit.
You know how the Matrix is Neo versus Mr. Anderson? This is basically everyone versus Mark Strong. You just are the infinite villain. You're always the villain. You can't escape your destiny. It's gonna happen, man.
I was saying that the complete appeal of this game to me is Vikings. Like, I'm
Totally
gonna buy it because I love Vikings. I like that they're going in a different sort of direction as well with it.
Yep. Right. Skipped out an Origins, skipped out an Odyssey. I like Vikings.
How many editions do we think there's going to be? So there's the game.
No less than
there's
8.
going to. There's so
yeah,
they do.
Fair, Matt.
There's the gold edition. There's the platinum edition. There's the ultimate edition. Then there'll be the special edition. Then there'll be the collector's edition.
Game of the year edition.
No, this is just on launch, Dan. Come on.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, no, it's the end of the year. It's launching, so by December it'll be Game of the Year, won't it?
I believe they've already announced 6 different editions at this point.
Yeah, so there's...
Jesus Christ.
No, I think it's just only 4, as they always do. It's the normal one.
I love the fact, Rafa, you go, it's only 4. It's fine.
It's not. If you go back and look at all of the launch edition versions that you can possibly buy for Odyssey. I think there's 6 or 7 editions.
I never buy an Ubisoft game digitally because I never know what the fuck I'm actually buying. Like
I think it's quite quite confusing. Yeah.
But they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll come back to Ubisoft bullshit later. Right. So barring Yakuza Like a Dragon, because that game has already been released and therefore didn't count, in my opinion.
Right.
And frankly, I'm the game developer walkthrough. So people want to see and hear me most. There were 2 games that had actual gameplay. No, 3 games that had actual gameplay in them. So Scarlet Nexus. Yeah. Give a shit.
I don't even remember that one.
Astral Chain, fucking Code Vein. It looks exactly like both of those games.
Yeah. I thought it's going to be a multi-platform Astral Chain sequel, and it wasn't. I think it's in the vein of
Code Vein.
The vein of Code Vein.
Or God Eater.
Seems that way.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to get through Astral Chain, but I've got loads of other stuff to play. So it's the one thing I said before, the music in Astral Chain is flipping brilliant.
What is it?
I need to get to that game.
But I'm struggling a bit with the combat, which I think is why I'm kind of playing a bit and then stopping and then going and doing other stuff. Right. Anyone else have any comments on the forgettable game, Sahara Exiles?
I think it looks generic as all hell. I don't know. It just looks like a poor man's JRPG. I don't know. Just doesn't look interesting at all.
So Evan will be trying to get the platinum. Is that what you're saying?
Was this second?
Evan will get the platinum.
I won't have you speak ill. Very persecuted game that is Final Fantasy 15.
What game did you say?
It's Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus, but I said it was very forgettable, so I made a different name up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about a different name.
Yeah, well, there was another game that sounds slightly similar.
Yeah, it
which
does.
Liam said that he actually thought was very good. Which
I'm excited to play.
Second Extinction.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this game with the dinosaurs.
Subtitled Turok.
You've got me interested. Exactly. I'm interested on the dinosaurs.
I thought it was a Turok reboot. I was like, they're making another Turok game?
And it may as well be.
Yeah.
Maybe like a spiritual successor. But
is this an online thing?
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
it will be an online thing. It's going to be three-player co-op or 4-player co-op.
Oh.
Yeah, 3-player co-op.
That's actually disappointing. I thought it was going to be a single-player game.
Yeah.
Right, so everyone's give a shit's gone from to.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that dinosaur game.
I'm keeping an open mind.
Game. I think I'll give it a go.
Yeah. I'm an easy man to please. I just like Vikings and dinosaurs.
With friends.
Now put them together.
Shooting dinosaurs, friends.
Yeah, that works.
Evan, that's a multiplayer game.
Evan, you hate it because it's multiplayer.
You must like co-op more.
Co-op. If I can close my eyes and pretend that it's essentially couch co-op, then I can lie to myself and do anything that's connected to the internet. So yeah, I wouldn't mind shooting dinosaurs with you guys. Is what I'm trying to say.
I think the problem that we have with co-op is we all have lives.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So unless the game's under like 6 hours and you could like give up an afternoon or a bit of time frame, that's the problem. It's just time differences.
Time zones are the killer. Yeah,
if you can play through it in one session, then it may work. But even then, who can give up 6 hours because you've got lives?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So, final reading of Give a Shit for Second Extinction.
Oh. Yeah.
Not really on my
God. It looks good.
Maybe if we see more.
If I can shoot some dinosaurs, that'll make me happy.
Okay. They only showed like one dinosaur though.
If they're just in the background, like running around, that'll piss me off. I won't be interested. If it's just a shooter with dinosaurs like in the map, I've got no interest. If I'm actually going out and like hunting dinosaurs and like
it looks like
I don't know.
It looks like a safe game to make in VR.
Oh, don't say VR. That just makes me sad.
Freak me out.
I'll tell you one thing though, Keith. I was thinking about this. If that game's in Game Pass day one, then I will play the shit out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
Right, and the last one, which can be single player or co-op, The Ascent. Give a shit?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That isometric kind of cyberpunk game.
Yeah.
because I've got Cyberpunk 2077 coming out.
I was intrigued
We'll get
until-
onto that, Dan. I've got comments to make on that one.
I was
Okay.
intrigued.
It looks really good.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, after the recent developments, which I shared on Twitter.
I was
Keith,
intrigued until they shifted perspective.
Okay.
So
Was the gameplay shown within the event? Because I know they released 12 minutes of
Yeah.
gameplay as well.
So
they
showed some gameplay within the trailer that they showed. So they showed the story elements, which look like just kind of trailer CG cutscenes. But then they showed you a little montage of you as your character, or having a squad of 4 people, basically having an isometric twin stick shooter. And there's loot in it. There's loot in it as well. And I quite like twin stick shooters. And
I played a game like these before, but they never grabbed me. So maybe this one does something unique. I already seen you could actually jump off of really high structures. So if I have a lot of mobility to roam around the maps, then that could be more fun than previous experiences with other games of the same genre. So yeah,
it seems like there's quite an interesting story from my perspective. I like kind of sci-fi
and
dystopian.
it looks really well. It looks really good. Yeah, it seems very polished.
Hey, what about Chorvs? We're not going to talk about Chorvs.
Chorus.
Which
And
is Chorus?
Clearly,
I was gonna
looking
bring
at
that up.
Clearly,
the
this game.
font,
Clearly, game
it's called
there.
Chorvs.
Chorvs.
Chorus.
Chorvs.
Yeah, the U looks like a V. It's confusing.
Well,
I mean, it's like churches, right?
No, well,
Yeah.
the reason the
The
reason
band.
the U looks like a V is because V in the Roman alphabet is U, and
Right.
which is why we call double U, not double V.
Yeah.
Wonder why they didn't stick
There you
with
go.
that in their
Imparting
first
some
release.
knowledge.
Thanks, Keith. That'd be a good general knowledge question for your next quiz. Not with us, though.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So
Be gone.
I'm super excited about this one.
So am I. I saw that, and I think has this game been revealed previously, but under a different title?
I don't think so.
Because it looks very similar to another space-based ship shooter.
You're thinking of a game that was announced at the Game Awards. I can't remember the
Yeah.
name, but yeah,
Yeah.
it does look similar to that, but it isn't the same game.
Okay.
You guys like flying around in spaceships and shit, right?
I'm interested.
You like driving around in cars with a bunch of teenage men.
I wasn't I was not attacking you. I was
and
just
dressing up
stating
and
what I believe, the things that you like based on what
you like wearing pot noodles on your characters' heads.
I'm interested if you can get off the ship in certain segments and like do other stuff.
I hope
Star
not.
Fox Adventures.
I hope not, because
nice.
when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, somebody's been listening to me for the last 2 years, and they're doing a fucking spiritual successor to Colony Wars.
Okay.
Oh shit! Chorvs is Colony War. Chorvs Wars. Try saying that 5 times fast when you're drunk. Chorvs Wars.
Charizard. Right. So
I just wanted to say about the previous game that we talked about, the Ascent.
Sorry.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that the funny thing about like that whole event, I thought that game looked more next generation than any other game during the thing, like the draw distances and the amount of detail.
Yeah. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
From an isometric perspective, the amount of detail that they could cram in was really quite impressive.
Yeah.
And I thought the same about Chorus as well. Or I was going to call it Corvus, which sounds a bit more space age. Sure. So I'm going to keep calling it Corvus. I think that the particle effects, and okay, they were really quick cuts, so you couldn't see it very well. But when they showed the gameplay, as opposed to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which just showed fucking in-game cutscenes, pricks. The particle effects that were going on, you could see that there was motion blur to see how quickly your ship was going. I thought it looked well designed. Whereas, so my 2 favorite games coming out of this were Yakuza 0 and Final Fantasy Remake 7 Part 2.
Oh, a man after my own heart. I can't believe what I'm hearing.
2 games. Oh, God.
Yeah, no, they won't. So, obviously, Corvus and The Ascent were my 2 favourite ones because they actually showed me more about what I might be doing. I thought Scorn looked quite interesting, but I've got absolutely no idea how that is going to play out. To me, the first thing that came to my mind
walls that look like dicks, and you shoot them. That's what you do.
Penis pistols.
You are never allowed to talk to Evan ever again.
We all saw the same trailer, right?
Join us next week for hashtag penis pistols.
I think my favorite game out of it, actually, because I'm in grand scheme, I'm not really interested in any of the games really announced. But if I was probably going to buy one, would be Call of the Sea, because it just does something a bit different for me. So it probably would be that one. Because I know there's going to be loads of, or hopefully there'll be some first parties I'm more interested in that I'm going to buy first.
Well, we'll find out in July.
Basis. Yeah.
Well, maybe not for
Xbox, but yeah, that's the problem. They didn't need the event. The event.
No. But I was saying that the problem with the whole event was that they had a bunch of games, but none of them had any mass appeal whatsoever other than Assassin's Creed.
That's a good point. Mass appeal, yeah.
This whole thing.
They sold the event as a big mass appeal. Oh well, you see, it would have been the best. It would have been the best event ever in the history of ever if they'd just announced Mass Effect.
I actually wished I never watched this event because this is no. Hear me out. Because the sad thing about this event is that now you're going to know what half of the July event will be, where they will be showing extensive gameplay
from Forza. There you go. July event done.
From each of these games. So instead of showing more new things, they are going to sit on these exact same games, showing more of them, and then have a few new reveals. So this basically spoiled.
I don't think so.
I don't think it does.
Before we get onto the July event, I just want to prime everyone. I'm going to reveal something now, officially revealed now, live, world premiere. I'm taking my life into my own hands by doing this.
Shit. Oh, he did it.
I've just drunk this thing.
Where's
USA West Coast session. I thought you'd like it, Evan.
That's equally as dangerous. You got the coronavirus. You got bleach in the other fucking can. You guys are just trying to kill each other. It's not. Come on now.
I've got the lime wedge in there as well.
Okay.
Right. So, what do we have any hope whatsoever for having anything other than Gears, Halo, Forza in July.
I think they'll come out and kick arse. This hasn't hurt my expectations at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a great example of mismanaging like an event like this.
I feel like it didn't need to be an Xbox event. I don't know what Xbox are doing.
Well, it was
if anything, I think it hurt them. No, I know that. But if they had just marketed it as another Inside Xbox, like they did one in March, I think. Nothing that big ever happens at any of those. How I'd compare it is with the way they've marketed it is the shit show that Sony did with their bloody in developer conference thing, which should never have been marketed either. This should have just swept under the carpet. I wouldn't have watched it. Like, it just would have gone by, and there would have been videos come online. I'll watch the trailer.
Well,
the way they hyped it was bollocks.
It's more egregious though, because
Evan's got bored and he's gone back to playing Final Fantasy 15.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's Noctis, your best friend.
In a way,
his hair is only slightly more stupid than mine, and I've been in lockdown for 6 weeks. My hair looks like this because I've been unable to have a haircut, not because I chose for it to look like this.
I mean, with Xbox, the only thing that interests me is Game Pass, and if they continue that, I might buy one. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Buy one at some point, just because, like, all these people are talking about all these games coming out weekly. Like, it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. Never fucking thought about a Microsoft console at all, ever. But my ears starting perking, like, if I had this pass, which I already pay for Sony's bullshit that I never fucking use because I don't go online for anything.
Right.
It's like, if I had this game for free,
Evan,
I would buy it. And I don't care about all these games I'm not interested in. But if I could buy a game,
Evan,
or at least,
get yourself a good PC and just get PC Game Pass.
But
actually, like,
building a PC in Japan
is
fucking
get
super
a laptop.
expensive.
Get a powerful laptop, and then you're going. Of course, you're a Mac person. You're a Mac user.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so I have a Mac.
So I was saying though, I
console
don't agree
caters
that
much
Evan
better
should
to you.
get a gaming PC. Like, it's expensive, and he's just the sort of buy a console, play games kind of guy. And Andy's like sitting on his couch and doing it.
Well, I get that, but
thanks for talking down to me, Liam. I appreciate
he doesn't come across.
No, I mean, I'm the same.
I'm just fucking kidding. I'm just fucking kidding.
But Liam, he doesn't come across as an Xbox fan, particularly. There might be one or two games.
Well, he's in Japan. He's been conditioned not
exactly.
to.
Yeah. So you can play one or two games, like I'm playing. So I bought a £500 laptop, which I needed for work anyway, and I play my games. Yes, the graphics aren't phenomenal, but I would probably never have played these games otherwise. So I'm happy with where I am. And I'll play my good graphics on my PlayStation.
Problem is,
but the problem with PCs is they go out of date a lot faster than consoles.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
If you're spending your whole day at your PC working, trust me, you don't want to sit also there to play games. You want to go, and even if he gets a laptop,
fucking OS.
So just plug it into
hurry it up!
You can sit on your
I got fucking things to do.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
So I think for him it's way better to get a console, because
I'm a simple.
Let's stop talking about Evan and actually get back on topic. So what do we have any level of expectation for what Microsoft could present in July?
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing, because Obsidian's releasing Wasteland 3, so that's going to be out. What is the next game that they're working on? I'm super excited to see what that's going to be, right? In Exile has their stuff. Like, they do have studios that can let us know what they're working on.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wholly downhearted with this whole approach. I need to.
So this event was clearly the first. This event was clearly like the first half of an E3 presentation, right? They just split it up.
I don't even think it was that.
I think. Let's hope it wasn't a half.
Yes. I was just saying. I'm pretty sure this event was simply their reaction to what they had planned for June. Getting delayed until July because of coronavirus.
Yeah, they're doing a check. So I'm also thinking that maybe because they because of the pandemic and everything is being affected, they are also trying to cut everything into pieces so they can have a lot more things to announce. I don't know if they're going to reveal anything next month, but at least that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't show many of the big things right now, but this also makes me worry about their event in July, that maybe it's going to be not really scarce, but also show less than they can. I don't know. It's almost like we don't really have what to show right now. Exciting.
Evan, it looks like you're sitting in the dark, by the way.
Sorry. Yeah, let me turn this fucking TV off.
You know what my biggest worry was? Is that they didn't have any third-party exclusives. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but actually, like, it does make a lot of sense. Like, whichever console the third parties go, like, which I don't care about, but some people do, and that generally shows you which way the third-party developers are going. And they had none of that. None of the third parties I expected to be there were there. There was no Batman game. There was no, even though I wouldn't really care about Call of Duty game, there was no Call of Duty game. There was just games that I was expecting to be there in some capacity that weren't there. The way they hyped it up, which is
EA were there, but they were only there promoting the one game for North America. I was a bit surprised that they didn't promote FIFA during that.
Me too.
The new FIFA, the new FIFA is barring Call of Duty I think is the biggest selling game in the world because it's got the most mass appeal. So I was a bit surprised they didn't show that.
Do you think they're holding off with the developments of the Premier League? The fact they don't know if there's relegation or things like that, there shouldn't be, but do you think maybe that's it now?
Well, then it's just the thing that Evan and I have talked about previously. It's just about rosters. You can have all the teams there and you just change the names. You've got all the character models. You just swap them you just swap the coloured shirts that they're wearing.
I mean, it's just glorified DLC at that point.
Yeah. How much did FIFA change from the first game on PS4 and the last one?
I wouldn't know because it's gambling with football attached.
My cousin plays it. My cousin plays it quite a lot, and he said last year's was the biggest change so far. But when he says the biggest change, they're very minimal changes. You've got to be playing this religiously to really notice. I think I don't play enough.
So we've got.
I'll put something to you guys. Remember when they said they bought all these studios, and we've seen from Ninja Theory, we've seen the Hellblade 2. Do you think they're going to show anything from any of the other studios that they bought?
Hopefully, they need to.
They'll show pre-alpha builds. I'm pretty sure they're going to show concept art.
There'll be lots from me. Yeah, lots from me.
So because they've only just bought quite a lot of these studios, unless they had projects in
these games are years out. Yeah.
Well.
Sorry, Matt. Go for it. Who are you again?
Yeah.
You just host this, don't you?
I'll just end this stream right now and then delete it from YouTube.
Fuck.
Yeah, like Double Fine, In Exile, Obsidian, Ninja Theory. They've got a whole stable of studios. These guys are not just sitting around doing nothing, right?
You're right.
They didn't spend millions and millions of dollars to just have these people sit at home.
Well, that's what they're doing now, but yeah.
That was the joke.
That's my view, though. I think Microsoft are going to go all out in July. I think they're going to announce practically everything they have in development.
Yeah, of course they will. Yeah,
and they're going to suffer for it, like in the years going forward, when they're just showing the same games over and over again. We're like, when the hell is it going to be out? It's like years from.
It'll be like Nintendo Switch in the first year, right? Like everybody's like, well, I got Mario and Zelda, but there's nothing else. And now there's a plethora of games that you can get for your Switch.
Well, I can't believe Animal Crossing sold so stupidly well. It just fell at the right time, didn't it, during coronavirus?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, I've gone from playing Doom Eternal to Sonic Forces to Rage 2 because
oh my god.
Because I got pissed off with Sonic Forces. That game is bad.
Yeah,
Keith, I'm not sure you have a leg to stand on against Evan.
I
feel so much better. So much better.
Also, Keith, Rage 2 is on Game Pass.
Well, this is
after
game.
Playing. Sorry, go, Keith.
No, after you.
No, you first, my sir.
No, you first. This is how polite. This is what Assassin's Creed 3 should have been. No, you stand.
I'll jump in after.
You stab me. No. That would be rude. Of course you should stab me first. You drew your sword first.
Hold left trigger to be polite.
Assassin's Creed Monty Python edition.
Yeah, there you go.
Click right thumbstick to be passive aggressive. So Shane put up that Twitter poll, and Erebus Jones and I had a bit of back and forth, because one thing, I think there was a couple of things that Xbox did really well in this presentation, trying to bring it back on topic, fuckers, is the publishing smart delivery. They really did a good job saying, you buy this game now and you won't pay anything else unless it's EA games when you get an upgraded machine. So I thought that was very well done. That was way more clear than saying, this is gameplay.
It's so smart, because now they have a name for the thing instead of putting an asterisk and mentioning that whatever games you're buying now, they will work later. They branded it with a name. Like for us that we know what cross-platform means, it's not a big deal. But for people in general that are not as acquainted as we are, it's great. It's great.
The thing they didn't do so well was then say which of these third-party games would be available on Game Pass Ultimate. Because if they'd said this will be available straight away on Game Pass Ultimate, I think I'd be more interested in, because I'm teetering at the moment between PS5 and a Series X.
Really? One or the other?
Because I can't afford both. So
yeah, fair enough.
And this is where Matt chimed in on Twitter, and thinking how many games have I actually played, or would I want to play? So if I had a Xbox One X at the moment, I could be playing Streets of Rage for free.
Yep, which I've already done.
Streets of Rage 4 for free.
Great game.
Instead, it's going to cost me.
Play it.
Instead, it's going to cost me £20.
Yeah.
To play on PlayStation. I could have played Outer Worlds for free,
which I did.
Yep.
Loved it.
That is a huge fucking sell. Now that I think about it.
No, but here's the thing, right? I mean, this doesn't technically.
Well, it's
pertain
not technically
to you,
free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was just saying that this
cheap.
doesn't. This question doesn't pertain to you, but it pertains to me and a lot of other people who already own an Xbox One or an Xbox One X. Is everything for the next 2 years on Xbox Series X? I can just play on my current console. I don't need to upgrade because it's just there available. Meanwhile, Sony, like, they're going to be like, people were complaining, and I saw like an IGN article about like people need to lower their expectations of what games are going to look like. It's like, no, they don't. You just don't know what you're talking about. Like,
you know what you expect with Sony first party.
Exactly. When Sony shows a game that's exclusive to the PlayStation 5, unlike Microsoft. I mean, look at Hellblade 2. That's like the best example of next-gen visuals. But when Sony shows a game that's going to be exclusive to that next-generation platform, then you're going to see a good example of what things will actually look like on the next generation.
I bet there's a bunch of people at Sony, like, they watch that Xbox thing, they're like, okay, guys, they fucked up too. It's basically
100%, Evan, 100%.
Yeah.
The game is 0-0. We can all start.
We can start again.
Let's try this.
Yeah,
Totally.
I just think it's an unfortunate strategy for Microsoft. The fact that Sony are going to look like the ones that are really pushing the envelope because they're not held back by the constraints of the old machines, while Xbox has the more powerful console, and games still look, rather current.
Actual fucking Xbox One Series X gameplay is going to be so important.
Yes,
we can't wait until both these machines are out. Or, well, we can, but the masses and unfortunately the shareholders can't wait until both these machines are out and Digital Foundry can do side-by-side comparisons of these fucking things.
Yeah.
People would have already made their minds up. So for them as a company to say and optimize for Series X is that, well, yes, these cutscenes are optimized beautifully.
It doesn't mean anything.
So-
It doesn't mean shit. Exactly.
And another thing, it's not about because Liam said
I'll be back. I need to take a break momentarily.
Liam mentioned constraints. Well, first of all, it's really great that a lot of people can play these games. So I'm not for gating things, but objectively speaking, when you show me an Xbox Series X game, when you're showing me a new game, and then it's also coming to PC, it will also be optimized for One X, for One. It kind of takes away from that excitement, because you assume that since it's working on the other platforms, it's not really next gen. Whereas with PS5, they could show like these games are going to be exclusive, and look how well they look. But it's because that although they could make versions for PS4, they just won't. So the public probably simply assumes they would not work, and then the messaging is
jump over.
Yeah, and then you clearly see like that's a new generation. But I'm sure as we've seen, sorry, just a bit, and what we've seen with Nintendo Switch, a ton of current gen games are coming to Switch that could have also, like, the level of optimization they have suffered. Those games, for instance, Senua's Hellblade, like based on the port they've done for the Nintendo Switch, they could have easily taken that to PS3 and Xbox 360.
Wait, they ported that to the Switch? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
No,
it couldn't have been on the 360 or PS3. The Switch is quite a bit more powerful than those systems.
Only a bit. I'm sure they could have done something about it.
It is quantifiably more powerful.
Yeah. And what I will say is, what people forget, and the reason why Xbox are doing, Microsoft basically are doing this, is Microsoft's a software company, and they want our money through subscription. Basically, at the end of the day, like they do with Office, like they do with everything else, that's where they really want you. They're doing the hardware because they're in the industry, they're in the gaming world now, and that's what they're going to do. But they don't want to cut off their previous clients in that way. But what you've got to realize is this generation, they've moved the gaming console into a PC in your lounge. So whether you've got the top Xbox or the lower Xbox, they can just change graphically what it will look like.
Well,
scale it.
I would.
How many games do you think can really use that?
Games look better on PC.
But that's a very sort of simple way of putting it. Like
it is very simple, of course. Yeah, but I'm saying, but otherwise, PC games wouldn't then have the best. I'm talking about graphically, not gameplay-wise. But graphically, PC is held to an esteem because you get a better graphics card. It looks better.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like, it's not exactly just graphics that are the.
No, I know that. No, I realize.
I mean, like, just the like having a solid state drive, changes everything in terms of games design.
Yeah,
and if you have one person who's, I mean, it's a much bigger leap than the last generation was from PS3 to PS4.
If I could save myself from crawling through a really small area in a cave in order for something to fucking load, save my fucking life, because Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy 15
Part 1
do the Part 1
minus
Part 1
that's another -1 for Evan on the next quiz.
Fuck. I'm not playing fucking Fortnite, by the way, but we'll
be doomed if we're on a team.
All right, gentlemen, we are coming up on 90 minutes.
Come Warzone, play Warzone with us. Collect some money. You'll enjoy it.
I fucking hate that game. I played 3 rounds of Plunder the other day with my mate, and this is just landed, got shot in the back. Landed, went into a room, got shot in the back.
That's the story of my life with these games. It's the same thing.
You gotta watch where people are on the map, dude.
Yeah. I've never got shot when I've landed on Plunder.
The more you play,
Plunder's great.
I've got no idea what guns are any good, and people obviously know the map way better than I do.
Probably.
So the fact that it's so grey and brown as well is just kind of I'm not having fun.
Can't
with
get
it.
over the graphics. Love it.
I can't. I really can't. Okay, well done for rendering the insides of load of buildings, which years ago you never be able to open the doors off. But
true.
if you go in the buildings and all of the other doors are walled off, what's the point? You're just walking up to a roof. Great, well done. I've just spent 2 minutes walking up to a roof. Thanks, Activision. Do you purposely employ roof designers? Is that a specific thing in game design now?
I want that job if it exists.
That'd be amazing.
Sorry, I only do tiled roofs. I don't do hard roof surfaces. I don't do flat roof surfaces. I only do tiles.
All right. So, Keith, you want to take us out? We'll end this episode.
Yeah, Warzone fucking sucks.
9 wins. 9 wins.
Oh shit!
Nice. Is that on Battle Royale?
Yeah.
I've got one. Yeah, the second and third one's under, but I hate Battle Royale now. I've decided, so I'm just not gonna play.
Had to wait till everyone was
that's a
back,
healthy
and
statement.
he didn't even say anything.
Please tell me we end on Warzone fucking sucks.
No, we're still live.
Oh.
Are we? I'll talk with you.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Are we doing an after party? Do I need to go?
I like how we just naturally